First, thank the Most High for allowing me to do this live. Second of all, thank all my day ones, my day twos, my day threes, and everybody who knew who joined the channel. You know, I titled this live "The Rich Get Richer and the Poor Get Poor," and the reason why I did that because I turned on the TV today, and it was CNN News, okay, and they were saying that Goldman Sachs was saying that the U.S. is most likely to avoid a recession in 2023. Okay. And they said because consumer spending for Christmas and many other factors. Okay. Now, what I find strange is that every 8 to 10 years, the United States have this cycle and the world have this cycle. Okay. Where they talk recession fears, recession fears, recession fears. But what seems to happen is that people 401ks get depleted and they get scared and they pull their money out because they don't want to lose it all. People who have investments who don't know, they pull their money out their investments because they don't want to lose it all. And it's an ongoing cycle every 8 to 10 years. And I'm gonna use Elon Musk for example because he's known, well known with Tesla and Twitter and things of those nature. Okay, and the perfect example is Elon Musk and Tesla. 8 9 months ago, Tesla shares was at $1,200, maybe $900. Elon Musk decided that he wanted to buy Twitter. So he took $44 billion worth of shares from Tesla to buy Twitter. Okay. Now keep in mind, in the stock market is invisible money because it's money that's invested in something in a company, and the money is a liquid asset. It's no longer a physical asset. It's a liquid asset because it's invested in the company. Okay. So Elon Musk, he took Tesla, and when he pulled out 44 billion, Tesla then went down to $200-300. Now Tesla is at $113, I believe, something like that, just morning as we wake up. Okay. Now mind you that he already made the purchase for Twitter because Twitter stock dropped tremendously. Now, all the people who's in Tesla who pulled their money out, they lost lots of money. If you didn't buy your stock under $113, you lost a lot of money right now if you pulled your money out of the stock. But what that does is that give Elon Musk the opportunity right now, to take the money that he pulled out back then to purchase Twitter and come back and rebuy the same amount of shares that he had prior to, because he got Twitter at a 30-40% discount because he made that stock crush when he said he was not going to buy it. It dropped from $80-90 to like $20-30, and he pulled out 44 billion. So he got Twitter for the 40 some billion. But at the same time, look how much money he have now to put back in Tesla, and look at the share price. He made $800-900 per share if he buy a Tesla back right now. For every one share that he had, he could buy 10 shares of Tesla right now. For every one with the money he took out back then. And this is a cycle because what it does is that so often you get people come along every 8 to 10 years and they do the fear mongering tactics, saying that the world gonna end, the world gonna end, the world gonna end, and everything is gonna crash and everything gonna crash. And what they're doing is that they're taking their money out at the highest peak or mid-range level, and they're making the market sink even more. And when they make it sink, they just buy it back. And that's called transferring wealth. And what they're doing is transferring wealth. They're taking your money after you work years and years and years and years for it to try to build it up and stack it up. They're taking your money by simply playing chess, by scamming you. And this is how the rich get rich and the poor get poor. You know? And what they do is that when there's extreme recessions, then the feds come in and say, well, inflation, we got to stop inflation, right? You guys in here, check this out right here. And what the feds do, they sucker you in when they reduce the interest rates. They sucker you in to go get loans. When they reduce the interest rates, everybody want that 1% interest rate or 2% interest rate, right? Or everybody, Even credit cards, they start offering 0% interest rates in the first 24 months, first 36 months, something like that. Everybody want those things, right? But what happens is this right here. Salute, look at squirrel. What happens is this. After about a year or a few months, the feds then come back and raise the rates up. Now you already locked into debt, but the rates is going up, right? The rates are going up, but you already sucking into the debt. So if you have a credit card that you got for a 4 or 5% interest rate, because credit cards are not fixed rates. Most of them are not fixed rates. You got a credit card with an APR, and now the feds came back and they raised up everything 5 points, and you had $10,000 balance on that credit card or whatnot. Those lower payments you once was paying is gone out the door. Now you're going to be paying another $200-300 a month on that credit card, and that's interest that's just going back to the bank. So this is how they transfer the wealth. They use fear tactics, and then every so often, every some 10+ years, they got new cycles of individuals that come into the market, newly teenagers that turn to adults or whatnot, and then they use fear tactics and they scare people, and what they do, how they scare you is that if you had $100,000 in your 401k, right, your retirement plan or whatnot, right, and it goes all the way down to $40,000, right? Now you thinking that you just lost $60,000 and you might have 6 or 7 years to retire. So you become scared. You don't want to lose it all. You become scared and you end up taking that $40,000 out. Now you don't own the stock anymore. You have the 40,000, but you're out of 60,000. So mentally you thought that you saved $60,000. When in actuality, somebody who played that game at making the stock drop gonna come in from that company and scoop those stocks up that you sold at that lower price. Now that same $60,000 of stocks that you sold by selling, that you took a loss on, they're gonna profit and make $150,000-200,000 off that within a short period of time of a 1 year or 2 years after things balance back out. And this is how they've been doing the 99% for years. And it's the same pattern that people don't really expose. The pattern, it's a pattern. 2008, it was the same thing. The same thing. None of those businesses that they said was going to go out of business went out of business. None of those airlines went out of business. None of those banks tumbled and fell. It won't happen because it's a cycle of fear tactics that come around every 8 to 10 years. It's a cycle, and this is how they transfer wealth. This is how they allow you to make XYZ amount of dollars and come back and squeeze it back from you, just like that. They're gonna get it back, whether it's increasing the prices, increasing the interest rates, or either just simply making things where you can't afford it and squeezing you out of it. They're gonna get the money back some kind of way from you. You're not gonna just even if the IRS got to scoop in and say, well, you didn't pay XYZ, they're gonna get the money back. They just want your labor. Remember, you are the actual true value, not the money that you're working for, but you are the true value because they can't make money without you. This is why they're trying their best to go to a AI system to make money, because they know that right now people are in power and people are the value. But if they could get away and go automated for everything, then they don't need you anymore. They could actually treat you how they truly want to treat you. So I sit back and I seen Goldman Sachs saying that the United States will pretty much avoid, a 2023 recession. It's likely to avoid it. And I say to myself, you know how the stock market, I know the stock market won't never crash, right? This is how, and this is going to sound odd to everyone. This is how I know the stock market won't never crash. In 2020, right, production pretty much across the whole globe stopped. And we didn't have a crash at that point in time. right? 2020 was the worst you can get with any type of economics on the planet, right? In our modern day time, because everything stopped except for essential workers. Everything stopped. And if everything ain't crumbled then when everything stopped, yeah, we just got supply chain issues and things of that nature. And the reason why I don't believe the supply chain issues are real, because I just came off a cruise ship, and in the ocean there was 100 to 200 to 300 cargo ships just sitting on the water, miles and miles and miles out, just sitting on the water full of stuff, just sitting there. Now, I don't know if they're on a timer or a date that they're supposed to arrive or whatnot, but I know with my own eyes, I seen many, many cargo ships just sitting on the ocean water, just sitting there. So I do not believe that there is a shortage in the supply chain. That's naturally made. Man-made, yes. Naturally created, no. Because I seen with my own eyes. I didn't see on nobody's YouTube channel. I didn't see on TV. I seen with my own eyes the cruise ship passing up hundreds of cargo ships sitting on the water, just sitting there, passing it up, passing it by. So this is how they transfer wealth, and this is why I say it's a $1 billion club for a reason. They all one another. And the reason why I have the Monopoly board as a thumbnail, because what they do is they take the invisible money. You're the true value. They use you as the value to make the money, and the money don't have a real value, but they take the invisible asset and they buy land. They buy properties. They buy the land. And therefore, people like you and I and other individuals have to live on that land. Now, yes, we can stop on the land and say, you know what, we're gonna buy that property. But guess what? We still have to pay that tax. Salute, 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 Jay. We still have to pay that tax. Right? So it's one big old monopoly that's going on, that's been going on, and it's a cycle. It cycles every 8 to 10 years. It's a cycle. It's a wealth transferring thing that happens every 8 to 10 years. And if people really truly want to make a difference, they will learn that side of the economic side, that we won't see no crash. If we do see a crash, then that means money don't mean nothing. And that means that their money don't mean nothing. And that means that no one is going to get up and go to work. And that means that no one literally will listen to no one, because there's no economics involved. Everything at that point in time become free. It become what you own is what you own. So this is why I got on here today when I seen Goldman Sachs saying that the United States is more likely to avoid a recession, because the word recession and the word depression and the word stock market crash is used every so often fluently for a transfer of wealth. And they do these things. Yes, you have hard moments where some people are going to be lose their jobs, and some companies are going to cut, and smaller companies are going to go out of business. Yes, these things are going to happen. They happen. That's natural. That's life within a cycle. But within a real life situation, you the value. And long as they can transfer wealth utilizing the system, they're going to continue to play Monopoly with you and I. Salute to everybody Jeremy, and hopefully someone picked up something from this live, and hopefully everything ain't go over nobody's head. But yes, every 8 to 10 years, it's a cycle of wealth transfer that they do, and they utilize those 3 words: stock market crash, recession, or depression. Salute.